2019 NAMM show, which is a big music trade show that happens every year in Anaheim. And we're here today with Dave Costa, the punk band Unit F. It's a local Orange County band that we really like. So Dave, tell me, what was the best thing that you saw so far at NAMM?
Gibson guitars upstairs. It's the best. It's so fun. Going up there, all the guitars, and just lines of them, and acoustic guitars, electric guitars. It's Gibson's back.
And what was your favorite model or style that you saw?
Les Pauls. I'm a Les Paul man, so I like my Les Pauls.
Are there any that you're probably going to try to pick up later?
I was trying to win one yesterday and the day before, but I didn't win.
Sorry to hear that.
I already have 5 of them, so I'm okay.
Oh, I think you would. Was there any other equipment like amps or anything that caught your eye?
Oh, there's so much stuff here. There's drum sets. I played a guitar this morning with a Bigsby on it. That was fun. The amps. There's this 45-watt stomp box at Quilter I want to get because it's a 45-watt amp. I want to get it. Like a backup in case my amp blows up, I can just plug that in and boom, I'm ready to go.
All right, I'm going to hand it over to Dean. I know he has a couple questions for you.
We want to talk punk rock, right? So So that's what you're all about, right? The whole OC punk rock scene.
Yes, sir.
So tell me here at NAMM what you've seen. You know, going back into the old days of punk, right? It was all about what you had, literally in the garage, what you could find from a friend or whatever. And so, but it's obviously changed. You know, punk now is, if I can use the word commercialized or whatever it is, but you either have that old sound or you've got that new sort of poppy punk, Green Day or Blink-182 or whatever you want to call it. So what do you think of NAMM from the standpoint of punk rock?
It's cool. It has lots of new sounds that is the new punk rock sound. Like Black Star amps like the new punk amp because it's like Marshall, but it's Black Star.
Does it have like a punk setting?
Yeah, it doesn't have a punk setting, but it's Marshall, but it's Black Star.
Well, no, I'm serious about that. Like they have like a metal setting. I've seen pedals that literally have like punk. That sort of that gain. Turn the gain up, you get that crunch sound or whatever. It's a very punk, right out of the amp sound.
Yes, not that I have one, but Dunlop has this new Dookie pedal. It's Green Day. It's like the Green Day tone.
Yeah, there's a famous pedal that like Nirvana used, right? I don't remember what it's like the Nirvana pedal.
Yeah, the distortion or whatever. The DOD, I think it is.
I kind of look at NAMM as like the Guitar Center, but like a whole convention for it.
Yes, it is. It's fun.
So, do you want to talk about punk rock and your band and all that? We've seen you a couple of times now. Or do you want to? In the punk scene? Yeah, so, have you played or what's upcoming in this? Who do you think has got the old, either hardcore or that old punk, sarcastic,
Oh, we do.
You do. Are you the,
Yeah, I'm here to promote myself. You didn't ask.
All right. And so, tell me a little bit about how you guys care about that.
We're very political, and our songs have something to say about what's going on in the government or what's going on in the world, and just your city and stuff. And
you literally rant about like local politics and stuff in your songs.
Yeah, like we played at the 5-Star. We came off the freeway, got off of 4th Street. It's just homeless people everywhere. So our new song's called Human Zoo. It's about the homeless problem.
So are you following in that tradition of OC bands? Like songs come to mind like Hang 10 in East Berlin. It's obviously really fun. It's a fun song, but it's as collective as you can get.
Yeah, it would be nice to. It's just we kind of have our own style, our own way of going about it and talking about it and putting it out there.
Well, how in the old days, so punk in the old days, you'd have the OC scene, you'd have the Nardcore scene out in Oxnard, you'd have, I'm talking like the Ill Repute, whatever, the Scared Straits of whatever, and they would come from regions, right? So do you stay within that sound, or you guys break out of that whole, we're from the OC?
We're not saying we're from the OC, but we're breaking out because we have our own sound. There's no one out there that has our sound, I don't think. And we're pretty pure to our own, what we do. We don't try to be anyone else.
How could you define it? What's that thing that you do that Right. So okay. And Michelle's dying to ask you a question, so I'm going to let you.
No, I was just going to add in, I had spoken did just a big interview with your singer, Mel, and he talked to me about you tackle like the ecology, and you tackle all kinds of issues, and you're very oriented, very focused on all these different issues, and I think that pretty much sums you guys up. I mean, you are political, you are very punk for what you do, and you do have a little distinct sound from a lot of the other bands that I see around.
Yeah, it's fun, and my own tone, it's like my tone, it's my signature tone, my own sound like me.
And we did see you at that Punk's Not Dead festival the other year. Tell me a little bit about that experience, because you guys were like in this trailer thing, but the fans were up there, and then they were into you guys. Tell me what that experience was like.
It was very hot out there. It was 106 degrees, and it was very hot, but it was fun. It was cool seeing all those bands that we got to play with. It was really fun. And
which band on the lineup were you the most excited to see?
Rancid.
Yeah.
And on the way to play, Guttermouth was playing, and they played my favorite, or not, one of my favorite songs. I had to go in the mosh pit, and then I overheated when I played, and it's just, but it was fun. It's rock and roll. Yeah, it's rock and roll.
Rock and roll, that's all right. Dean, did you have any other questions?
No, I did, but then you kind of...
I ruined it?
No. Well, you got me into that show, because, I mean, it was going back to seeing GBH. GBH was there. I used to see GBH a lot, but then they, the ones...
That was another good band that I saw that was really...
Because you were saying Rancid, there would have been no Rancid without GBH, kind of thing, because GBH is that band, and, but Rancid is a cool band, Bay Area. I saw them on their Operation Ivy many times. Yeah, I mean,
well, I'm a metalhead at heart, and I was a metalhead growing up, and that's how I learned how to play guitar and play all the metal albums.
All right, what's your favorite?
Just Megadeth. When I was growing up, Megadeth, and that's what I learned how to play guitar. And went from there, and I got my band, and now I'm like the metalhead in my punk band. So.
Oh, okay. And so does that work? I mean, well, there's a lot of bands that cross over that. DRI comes to mind. DRI is, Motorhead. Every time you see Motorhead, the group, the audience would be half and half. Pretty much split. COA is another one.
Yeah, and I play Mesa, so I have all my metal riffs. And it's
No, I was just going to say, when you were talking about being political, I think that's what defines punk rock, right? I mean, if you look at its history of, is it music, is it a movement, is it, because punk rock, it had everything. It has a sort of a style to it, but the thing that defines it out of all other sort of underground music scenes, maybe, anti-wars of the 60s, but that political slant of in your face, going back crass, the early, movement where it wasn't even called punk yet, but they were like right there being as political as it possibly can.
Yeah, and I don't care what people think of me. I don't care what people think of the band, because we're doing what we do, and it does us something. So they can think what they want. And I'm kind of I don't want to be rude to people, but I don't care what they think, because I'm under and I play what I play, and I'm clean for a minute, so I know I don't suck.
Well, I think we're to that favorite time for bands, pitch time. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing, what you're working on, where we can find you, your website, all that good stuff.
Well, we have a show February 6th in the Viper Room. That's going to be cool in a couple weeks. We're working on our new album. We don't know the album title yet, but there's a few floating around that I want to call it Human Zoo, but I don't know. And our band page is unif.com, and you can get all our music on that website. My Les Paul, Gibson, and Mesa.
One last thing, Dean and I were talking about, I was trying to figure out where you got your name.
It was the band name when I got in the band, and from what I know, it was the whole rehearsal studio.
Ah, we were guessing storage.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing. It was like a storage shed we played in, so. But I think people take that name and just run with it, but I don't mind, whatever. But, yeah.
So, will you give us a shout out through DaBelly.com?
Yeah, DaBelly.com, yeah.
Say anything else?
Oh no, I mean, do people make up what the F stands for?
Yes.
They do that. Do they? Okay, like, you remember the band NBC? Like, every album they come out, they would have, like, a different what NBC meant.
Go with it. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever comes to mind of that.
No, there you go. Like,
Thank you very much for your time today, and we're going to see you somewhere in SoCal this year, yeah?
yes.
All right.
Yes. Thank you so much for interviewing me. It was fun. Internet.com.
Rocks.